bit sassy, a little bit crazy, a little bit classy. We got dreams and we got goals. We're just a couple of old sassholes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'm still saying hi.
Yay. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or sometimes no reasons at all.
That's right.
And then we make fun of shitty people.
Oh, we are about to do that today.
I'm pumped because I'm
pumped?
just pumped.
Are you pumped?
Number one, it's finally fucking chilly here. And it is cold.
Yay.
And it feels like the holidays are fucking hoeing down the street.
Yes.
I'm very excited
Should I show
about
my shoes?
that.
Can you see my shoes?
Great.
I love my boots.
I'm glad that you do.
My Santa boots.
And I was like, man, I can't even bother myself with getting dressed today. It took us, 5 video recordings for it to be like, all right, now we're officially just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm like, I put a bra on. That's fine. I did put lipstick on today.
You put everything on.
Here's the
you
thing.
put fucking everything
Here's
on.
the thing.
She's like, I'm hungover and I'm
I
not
am.
gonna. And then you come in and you have full makeup on and I have skin tinter on, like moisturizer.
But
I don't even have fucking shit on.
You
So then
look-
I walk in and I'm like, oh, so you actually fucking tried and you told me you weren't.
Okay, I had to pull it together. Oh, I went to an event, open bar-ish situation, and I opened the bar in my liver to be used and abused. So I'm struggling. I'm going to limp through this. And of course, it's my turn to tell a story this week.
Yeah.
But we're here. So I figured Christmas cheer would help me feel better.
Good.
And
Okay.
some Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm really thankful for the Starbucks. My first peppermint mocha of the season.
Oh, yay.
Yay. So dumb things. I thought about a few things.
Okay.
A few dumb things that have happened since the last time.
Hit me with it.
Anything. Anyway, I was like, the last time we talked, I'm like, I don't know. So one of them, I was taking off my makeup and I threw it in the toilet, my makeup wipe. And I had to grab my hand into the toilet and grab it because you can't flush it. And I literally I wiped it off and I threw it in the toilet and I was like,
Did you use a glove? That's what you told me last week.
Yeah, but yours was already sunk to the bottom. You could have you had time. I was trying not to let my shit get into the toilet bowl. And I was like, motherfuck. So that just made me laugh because of the toilet situation. And then
We're just playing in pots, man.
man, we're killing it. So then I was walking out the door
Okay.
today. And I am also delayed. I may not have partied it down like you did, but considering it doesn't take shit to give me a hangover.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in my late 30s.
Yeah.
I too am not fucking coming in here fresh-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Man, you gotta coordinate that better next time.
Right. So I'm walking out and I had my bubbly and I had my water bottle because there was no need to have 2 beverages walking out the house, but I did it anyway. And I had my phone and probably my vape or something. And I was holding all this shit and the wind's been so bad at the house. And I guess at some point it closed, the glass door closed and locked.
Oh.
Yeah. So in my dumb fuckery, I'm elbowing and holding my bag in between the door and I'm just fucking chicken winging at the door handle. And I did it and I was like, I can't get through. And I just I did it fucking 4 times before I was like, the door is locked. Just a fucking idiot it had to have been a full 98 seconds of me just never once realizing that you're
cute.
not
No, that's really cute though.
so dumb.
I mean, don't you love moments like that where you're like,
And I was like, stop.
you're better than this.
There's a barrier to exit. Why can I not get the door?
There's a barrier to exit.
Stop and look around and let's assess the situation. What is happening right now? And I was like, it's locked.
Oh man.
I'm glad that I just fucking chicken winged myself into my door 5 times.
I wish I could have seen it.
When I did it, I was like, oh, this is going to be a good episode.
Yeah.
I can't get the fuck out the front door.
Heather's holding down vomit and you can't get outside. So you're playing in the toilet and you're locked in your house. We are rock stars.
It's amazing we made it.
We're survivors.
We are.
We're very strong. I'm proud of us.
It's independence. It's focus. It's cold plunges, What the fuck? chai lattes. It's all those things. All those things
Did
together
you just pick
create
every
this.
white person word and say it all in one sentence? I feel like you did.
I did.
It's chai lattes
It's chai
and cold
lattes.
plunges. Episode title. So I have some interesting banter for you, ma'am.
Give it to me.
Okay, so our website, Couple of Sassholes, no A, because we bought it 2.5 years ago. You all are more than welcome to reach out to us on there. Someone did. And I brought in what they sent us. Because either this is AI bot or this is the freakiest motherfucker that I have ever come across. And I'm pretty wild. So
I'm so excited about this.
guess who gets to read this to me right now?
Is it me? Because there's no one else here.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to make sure. I wanted you to feel
I
comfortable.
just get up and I'm like, Jess, swap out.
This is not a legal document. I just wanted to hide it in that manila folder and
there
be all
naked
official.
or-
No, just because.
This is so long. I'm not doing all of this.
Okay, well, just read some of it out loud. Don't read it by yourself. Don't read it
No,
by
because
yourself.
we've done this before.
Yes. So I need you just to.
This has to
blind,
be a bot.
blind
AI
read
is
it.
better than this.
Blind read it.
And the reason I say it is because look at this. Like, just comprehend the length and magnitude of that. Hello, ladies, me. And my partner / girlfriend / fiance / soon to be wife needs your assistance / advice / help / tips / tricks / tools / ideas / info / opinions / thoughts / suggestions / feedback / support / guidance. Your experience, we both in our 20s as well from the UK, so the UXO. Basically, we both expecting our very first baby / child / daughter together very soon between now and next year. We also hoping to have a baby boy / son. Later down the line, if things go to plan with preparing or sorting things out for a second child together, we have talked about it as a couple, as we both in a strong, comfortable / stable relationship / engagement with each other. Anyway, we both want to know what the number one, if there's anything, don't ever come to us about child.
Yeah, no.
I just jumped down here. Let's look. We're either bonding together with her or engaging / interacting with her or loving her or tickling her. We also want to know how to implement / incorporate belly farts / belly blows / belly raspberries / zerberts into any of these
Wait,
with
what is
her
it?
and
A
how to
zerbert?
implement these into her bath time / bedtime routines. Okay. The best way to implement more zergerts.
How do you get more belly farts? That is the question.
Yes.
The $1 million question.
How do I implement zerberts
What?
and belly raspberries in my nighttime routine? The best thing I like to do is I like to start with a sleepy time tea.
Oh my God.
Really gets me calm and ready for, and then you just go into the belly.
I'm crying and make it fart.
Just
go in there.
Make that bitch fart.
Make it whistle.
Tear it up.
Make it fart.
Make them ass clap.
I'm dead. Okay, so this goes on for 3 pages. So sorry we can't help you out. What is his name? I think it's Josh. Oh, I think it is Josh.
That sounds perfect.
Have they
/ Joshua / James
Joshua / Jimothy? Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Jeez.
So there's that.
Thanks for that. I always love those. Those are always a treat.
Well, we've also got another one that was dirty, and I couldn't find it. So it's similar to that, but they want to ask us for advice on dirty stuff. But it's also
I think that's what we
AI.
read.
Yes.
I think that's the one that we read online too.
Yeah.
Now that would make more sense if you want to message us and ask about how to spice up your kinky time.
I mean, you can ask us anything, but I mean, I don't have.
But if it's something kinky, just address it to Heather.
I'm going to get into
the
my
slutty
story
one.
and skip right past that comment.
I'm ready.
Are
Entertain
you?
me because I'm sleepy.
She's like, can you talk now? Because
Because I want to stop talking
I want to stop talking.
and I'm going to do the best I can to keep my brain afloat.
Yeah, me too. But sadly, I have to drive the ship. So here we fucking go.
Buckle up, bitches.
Have you ever heard of Corpsewood Manor? Like, ever at all?
No, it makes me think of Corpse Bride.
Yes.
That's all I got. It makes me think of that classic movie, Corpse Bride.
Well, my sources, shout out to Kimberly Miller. She actually gave me this idea on Facebook. So thank you for that. Because I was like, what's a weird story? Someone do my homework. And she was like, look this up. I'm like, yes, that. And
Wonderful.
then she DM'd me about it. We talked anyway. So NorthGeorgiaHistory.com, allthat'sinteresting.com, an article on AtlantaMagazine.com, OxfordAmerican.org, and then there's an episode number 75 of the podcast Morbid. So
Morbid.
Is that their theme?
No. Don't know why I did that.
Morbid. I'm like, cool.
Yay. I like morbid.
A little day.
Way to go, ladies.
Okay. Now I'm going to do this a little different. I'm not going to tell you the details of like basically anybody's background. I'm not going to tell you any details.
I was like, great.
Someone died.
It's going to be a good story.
Yeah. No, like that. You know, I like to dive into the early life and stuff. I'm not going to do that on this one. We're in the 1970s, and Dr. Charles Lee Scudder, which is a banging name, worked as a professor of pharmacology at Loyola University in Chicago. He helped run a department for the study of mind, drugs, behavior, and they actually tested government-made LSD and how it affected people.
Yes. Go LSD, man. Super in. Okay.
Now, Charles was fucking smart as shit, and everyone always bragged about how brilliant he was. He had 4, like, now adult children from a previous marriage, and his former spouse passed away. Now, he had 2 huge bull mastiff dogs. Those big.
Yeah.
Yeah, those big ones.
Those big old fucking little beasts.
Yeah. Big old little beasts. Yes, that's what they are. And he was obsessed with them because, they're dogs.
Yeah.
And they were named Beelzebub and Arsoneth. And Beelzebub is another name for a hell demon. Like one of the hell demons or some shit. So
That is, can I see the spelling of that?
yeah, right there.
Beelzebub.
Yeah, I had to look it up, but it's one of them demons.
Little Beelzebub. You little Beelzebub over there. That's weird names.
Yeah.
Man. I'm feeling a certain way about that.
Oh yeah. Well, get ready.
Weird dog names. I'm like, dude, do you want to raise your child like that? But whatever.
He also lived with his housekeeper, Joey Odom, and who, you guessed it, even though you haven't guessed it yet, was
gay.
more than just his housekeeper.
Yay!
Yay, gays!
Yay, gays. Sad that you're keeping it in the closet, but yay!
Yeah, right.
Yay that you found a partner.
Yeah, you have a, quote, housekeeper. I'm like, that's
I'd be really annoyed at which one got demoted to the housekeeper.
Right.
Like if you and I started being lesbians.
You'd be the housekeeper.
You'd be, oh yeah, I would.
You like housekeeper.
I would be the housekeeper.
Yeah, and then if I cleaned it, you'd be like, I'm just going to do it. I just want to do it right. Like, you missed 8 spots and there's streaks, but it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I don't want to be the housekeeper. I'd like to be the one that acted like she owned the home. But you're right.
Yeah.
If you're the housekeeper, that house is going to be in shambles.
Yeah. Shambles.
Shambles.
No, I'd be good. They'd just be like my house. It'd be clean. I'd
Your
just
house is
bitch
always
about it the whole time. Now, it was the 70s, so obviously they had to pretend like he was just the home chef and housekeeper, but they were also in an open relationship from what I read.
Okay. Well,
So, super happy,
Tracks.
super open. Yes. Now, Joey, he had a different background. His family didn't have a lot of money, and he only had a 5th grade education, but they were a perfect match, though. They still
Good.
got along great. He was a self-taught chef, and his dream was to live off the grid in a simple life, cook on a wood-burning stove.
oh my gosh, I love him.
Yeah. Like, and he just wanted to live, just cook and live and just be happy.
Simple, happy life with his boo.
Yeah. And Dr. Scudder was very eccentric, if you couldn't already tell. So Loyola is a very prestigious school where he was a professor, but he had purple hair. He played a golden harp, and in Chicago, his mansion had a huge pink gargoyle. So he had a mansion in Chicago with a pink gargoyle that I'm obsessed with.
And a harp.
And he played a golden harp, and I want to show you a picture. I'll show you.
I
a
am
picture of
so
the
obsessed with them.
Yeah,
I want to know them. 70. Ugh.
yeah. Okay.
I don't want one of them to die.
Okay. Well, here we go. So
Huh.
at one point, he even had a pet monkey. So obviously, I want to be friends with these people too.
As long as it was legal and a happy monkey.
He was also into the Church of Satan,
Oh.
which especially back then had a terrible stigma. I don't know what stigma is. A stigma attached to it. Okay, now I'm not diving into Satanism, but just know that the true meaning of that, according to Wikipedia, is that although everybody thinks that they worship the devil, they actually don't believe in God or Satan. They're basically just atheists, and they see themselves as a, quote, God. So
Okay.
there you go.
Good to know. I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
The more you know.
Yeah, and shooting star. Anyway, after a while, Dr. Scudder got burnt out on this. He said that the students' views were changing a little bit. People weren't as passionate. There was office politics and his studies too. So he was just tired of the busy city life also. Another factor, I think, was that he wanted to be free and stop hiding in the closet. Like he wanted to
live your life.
be free.
But if anyone didn't know he was gay, that's their own fault. That is your own fault.
Right. So Joey and Charles decided they wanted to leave Chicago Mansion behind and go to a secluded area and basically just live off the land, like I said. They were over the cold winters too, so they bought 40 acres of wooded land in northern Georgia. It was miles away from everyone and surrounded by the Chattahoochee National Forest, so they were happy. In 1976, on Charles' 50th birthday, he put in his resignation letter at Loyola, sold all his shit, and they moved to their land in Tryon, Georgia. And by the way, when he left the school, he took two human skulls and 12,000 doses of government-issued LSD, and no one noticed.
Wow.
So, like, they must have been lousy with LSD.
I would have tripped balls, literally. But if Travis was like, I'm a millionaire, I'm just going to quit work and let's live off the land, and here's 12,000 hits of LSD. Yeah. I'd be like, we're about to... I'm going to see God. If I don't even believe in God, I'm going to see God. If he's real, I'm going to see him. I'm going to meet him, and we're going to become besties.
Right. When they drove their Jeep down to the land and they were picking out like where they were going to build their place, they came upon a dead horse just rotting there. So they picked the street name Dead Horse Road because they were super fun. They just kind of were like...
Spicy.
Yeah, they just lived their life and kind of wanted to have fun. So they were like, fuck it. Dead Horse Road. That's great. They lived in a camper on their property for 2 years, and they built their mansion by hand. Dr. Scudder was one of those, if I read a book, I can just figure it out. So he literally read a book on how to build a house, and they built a fucking house. And here is a photo of it. And it wasn't huge, but so they called it their mini mansion.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you a photo of it, and we'll post it. That's the pink gargoyle that they took. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's wild.
And it overlooked their rose garden. So he took the pink gargoyle and put it on the top of their little gazebo in front of their house. And then that's the actual mansion.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't believe they made that themselves.
Yeah, by hand. Crazy. They, like I said, the pink gargoyle overlooked everything. And then they didn't put any corners in it. It was round. Because they said it's like believed that it's like superstition or I don't know. I didn't dive into why. But that evil hides in corners. So... they made it round.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So not only did they do it by hand, they did it fucking rounded corners. Anyway.
A circle.
Yes. When they finished, it was almost winter, so the trees were like looking all naked. And that's why they named it Corpsewood Manor, because they said, it looks like corpse wood. So, fun facts.
Clever.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to get land and then start naming it weird shit. Just because I can.
2 Tit Road. Why?
Right.
I don't know. Why not?
I got 2 tits.
It's my fucking road and I counted. What's the problem? Now, the mansion was 2 stories. It had an outhouse, no electricity or heat. They dug a well, so that's how they got their water. And they didn't want to pay anybody anything. They were like, no, fuck you.
Even though they are like millionaires?
Yeah, he had an inheritance, but they just used it to pay for all that stuff. And they were like, nope, we don't want to be tied to anybody. So, didn't do it. Look at the look you're giving me. You're like, I mean, I would want electricity.
I mean...
At least give me a plug-in. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, even if you were off the grid electricity, you can do... I know off the grid electricity isn't, but no. I don't know. I just...
I know what you're saying.
But I'm also trying to remember it's not solar panel 70s. So maybe I should shut the fuck up and realize it's not LED lights and stuff.
Where are they going to charge their iPhone, Heather?
Right? Like, where do they put the tablet?
Where do they put the
And it's curious.
Yeah. They also built a vineyard and made their own wine out of both vegetables and fruit.
My nips are hard.
That they had on hand. And they said it wasn't always the best, but it was strong as fuck. So they also had bees, which I know that you're into. So,
bzz, bzz.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yes. Buzz, motherfucker is accurate. Ma'am. Now, just 2 fellas out there living their best life off the land, their own food, self-sufficient, blah, blah, blah. And inside the house was a wood stove. It was decorated very gothic. Think like the Osbournes when they had their reality show.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I would have loved it. Like, I want to do my house like that now. So,
please do that.
Oh, I think Will's on board, so.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That feels very you guys vibe.
Very Terrytown, for sure.
Love that.
Uh-huh. They were both artists as well, so they had homemade stained glass windows, like tons of peculiar art, and just a little mini mansion. Now, beside the house, there was a 3-story chicken coop. The first 2 floors had a shit ton of chickens, which my worst fucking nightmare because I'm terrified of chickens. And then the top floor was named the Pink Room, and you had to climb a ladder to get there, and it was about 40 feet up to get there.
Okay.
The pink room, I'm going to paint a picture. Pink shag carpet, pink mattresses everywhere with pink satin sheets, and tons of sexual toys, devices, etc.
I was going to say lube.
So, like, well, that was probably present. But yeah.
I can never think of lube and not think of P. Diddy now.
Now, this was their entertainment space as well. So very few people got to go inside the mansion. So when people would come over to hang out, and they did invite people to come hang out with them, even if they were just doing this, just sitting there talking, they would have them up in their 50 shades of pink chicken coop. Yes, ma'am. And they had to climb a ladder to get there. So my thought was, if I was drunk, so me last night trying to climb down a 40-foot ladder would have been a disaster.
I told you this when I got engaged. The tiny house that we were in.
Yes, you did.
Was a fucking 40-foot ladder. And it was like one of those A-frames that you had to climb up. And obviously we got engaged. So what happens next? You get drunk as fuck. And Travis literally was going down it. And he was like, I'm going to fucking die. He was like, I thought for sure, I was going to throw up on the stairs.
Oof, I don't know if
I thought I might piss myself. And then I was worried I would just pass out. It was horrible.
Oh, man.
So, yes. No.
Think about that. Like, and they made wine out of everything.
Chicken coops smell bad.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, not necessarily that they smell bad, but they don't smell like I want to fuck on top of it.
That was my
like
thought,
a chicken's
too.
just down there like fucking shooting
and then
out
apparently
an egg,
upstairs people are doing that, too.
Yeah. This is where it officially got weird for me. Big gargoyles, big dogs, purple hair, golden harps, Satanism. Only now is this weird to me.
Yeah. Yep. Well, hey, there's an ass for every chair.
Yeah.
You don't got to sit down or go bone above chickens. Because I would be like, no, I'm okay. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
It just feels weird to the chickens.
It's disrespectful.
It's odd.
That's disrespectful.
It's weird.
I'm calling PETA. Okay. So in the winter of 1982, a 17-year-old boy named Avery Brock met Charles and Joey when he asked them for permission to hunt on their land. Apparently, a lot of people did that.
Yep.
And they were fine with it as long as they asked. They became friends, and they were like, hey, do you want to hang out? You know, I have wine. You hang out. They just like people to come chill with them.
Pink cats. Yeah. You got wine, pink cats.
I thought you said cats. And I was like, no, but that would have checked. I wonder if, I don't know if all of that stuff was pink.
Oh, I'm just making an assumption. There was definitely a pink one.
Oh, at least one.
So, yeah, it was a safe bet.
Now, this kid was 17. So, two fun guys that are like, hey, come drink wine with us. He's going to go. And I want to say that they didn't always just bang in there. Like I said, they were just like, come hang out with us besides sex toys. But however, after a few times of Avery coming over, some kind of sexy time did happen between them.
Okay.
Did happen, cannot be confirmed, did or allegedly had, or some people say that Avery came on to the guys and they were like, no, thank you. You're 17, but that was legal at the time in that state. So for him to consent. Charles was in his 50s now. And yeah. So the details are dicey. I don't know whether they did it or not, but whatever. In November of 1982, Avery moved into a trailer with 30-year-old Tony West, who apparently was basically human garbage. And Avery was trying to impress him, older friend guy, like what a friend guy? Older friend guy. Mm-hmm. An older friend guy, not a friend girl guy.
Heard.
I'm gonna make it through.
Dude, it's great.
Yeah. So he like looked up at him when they're like, having a pissing contest. And he was like, hey, I know these queer devil worshipers that are rich and live in the woods, like out of nowhere. And Tony's like, what the fuck? Like, and he goes, oh yeah. And then they tried to fuck me. And then Tony's like, are you gay? And then he's like, no, I'm not gay. Like, cause closed-minded guy in the deep South. Not everybody is, but this guy was. So he started making fun of him, and Avery got pissed and he's like, oh, I'm not gay. They took advantage of me. Yeah. Even though he allegedly started it.
Why did he even say it?
I don't know. I don't like, I think he was just trying to be
you don't know. It's just my statement of why even.
Yeah. My thought was, it's like, he's just trying to be like, oh, you told an interesting fact. Now I'm going to tell one that's more interesting than yours. Because you don't hear that every day. So then when he's like, oh, you're gay.
Yeah, but it just wouldn't, I didn't see that landing.
Yeah, no. He didn't read the room very well.
No.
Yeah. So these two idiots just sat there. Because they sat there and came up with a plan to get back at him and rob him. And Avery even went as far as to say he wanted to, okay, this is bad. He wanted to take a heated welding iron and rape Charles with it. Yeah.
This is a 17-year-old kid?
Yes. Fucked up. Yes. Your face is accurate, yes. And Tony's like, dude, how about we just take their money? Like, I don't want to...
Why don't you just let them fucking be?
Or that. But, you know... but
I know, I'm getting annoyed. I'm acting like you're the one instigating it.
I know.
Back in the 70s. You're the one wanting to fucking do crazy shit.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
don't fuck with them.
Yeah, you're going to get mad. Avery went back a few times after this conversation to hang out with Joey and Charles, but they never invited him into the mansion, even though he was trying because he wanted to get a layout and see what all they had inside the house, but they only hung out in the pink room whenever he went back.
Fuck 17-year-olds, man. I mean, like, don't fuck 17-year-olds. I don't know.
PSA. We are not.
I'm not talking about that. But still, fuck that one.
Yeah. On December 12th, 1982, Tony and Avery picked up Tony's 17-year-old nephew, Joey Wells, which I'm going to call him Nephew Joey so we don't get confused with the sweet Joey. Yeah. Nephew Joey was on a first fucking date this night with a girl named Teresa Hutchins. So Tony and Avery told them, hey, let's go riding around. And the kids are like, sure, why not? Which if I was on a first date and they were like, hey, my uncle's 30 and he likes to hang out with 17-year-olds. Let's go. Like, what? No, I'm good. They didn't know what the guys had planned to do that night, though. And like I said, I just wanted to be like, that's definitely very fast times at Ridgemont High of that Tony guy. Like, I keep getting older and they stay the same age. Like, why are you hanging out with 17-year-olds, you fucking creep?
But it's his cousin?
Not his nephew. But he was already hanging out with Avery, who's not related to him at all.
Right.
And lives with him. So it's weird. It's just weird.
It is weird.
Yeah. Avery grabbed his gun from his mom's house. And when they were on the way, and he's like, hey, let's go hang out at that Corpsewood Manor place. They have wine. And nephew Joey's like, duh. They have alcohol. And Teresa's like, I heard they were gay devil worshippers, so I don't want to do that because people in the town talked.
Well, I mean, of course.
Yeah. Tryon only had 1,300 people living there at the time. So these guys...
But also, the fact of what their religion was, quote unquote, like, there's no way people weren't going to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Impossible. People would say it now.
Rumor mill was milling.
Yeah.
For sure. Dr. Scudder leaned into that, though. And he was like, yeah, talk about me. I don't give a fuck. And he had a pentagram on his Jeep. So he wasn't hiding it. I love his big dick energy. He's like,
oh, my God.
You don't like me? Cool. Look at my car.
You know what'll probably piss you off? This. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, I love it. And on the ride out there, they were drinking and apparently huffing some redneck shit called Toodaloo, which sounds super organic. Like anything you huff. Like
if huffing is involved, if the brain cells are being killed in that moment and you won't be able to get them back.
It was made of the organic products of
bleach,
paint thinner, alcohol, and glue.
Perfect.
Yes. So
perfect.
Say toodaloo to your brain cells.
That's why they call it that.
Probably.
Toodaloo.
That was cute. They got there and Charles brought up some wine. He's like, oh, sure, friends, come hang out. And they climbed the 40-foot ladder to the pink room. They're just hanging out, talking and having fun. And Avery's like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some more toodaloo. And he comes back with his rifle instead. Charles is funny and they try to make light of everything and de-escalate it because he's like, oh, that's weird. So Charles looks at him and he's like, bang, bang. Like, love.
I love Charles.
And it did work for a minute. They were like, oh, like you're...
If anyone ever pulls a gun on me, I'm going to be like, bang, bang. Yeah. And it's probably not going to work well.
They'll be like, yeah, really?
No. Oh, no.
Charles got up a few minutes later to grab something, and then Avery jumped up, grabbed him by the hair, put a knife to his throat, like out of nowhere. It'd be like if you did that to me right now.
Not really.
Yeah.
They're not as close. Yeah. It's the dude is an acquaintance, and that's
the kid that
I knew before.
But, I don't know.
But they're not best friends. Like a 17-year-old and a 50-year-old. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, it's an acquaintance.
Oh yeah, I just meant the environment. Like of us just talking, and you were like, "I'm gonna pull a knife on your throat."
That's insane.
Yeah, it's wild. Teresa and nephew Joey were like, what the fuck? And they tried to run down the ladder, but Tony grabbed them, and he's like, "You stay or we kill you. Your choice." So the kids.
Oh, that sucks, man. I was just trying to get finger banged by some dude. And now here we are. I didn't even get fucking lobster rolls or anything. Fucking cheddar baked biscuits from a lobster.
Oh my God.
They were on a date.
Yeah.
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Back to the bad part. Avery was screaming like, where's your fucking money? And he tied him up and then he gagged him. Dr. Scudder was like, dude, my money's in the bank. Do you think I just have money to sit? It's in the money closet. Like, I don't fucking have any. It's not here. What are you talking about? And Joey, while all this was going on, he was in the mansion inside with the 2 dogs. And then Avery's like, well, I'm going to go take care of that. Because he was like, where's everybody else? Where's Joey? And he's like, he didn't want to tell him. And he had the night. He's like, he's in the house.
I would have been like, he's not here.
Yeah. Avery went inside and Joey was in the kitchen while the 2 dogs were sleeping in their beds, all cozy by the wood stove because that's where they slept. Avery shot 4 rounds at Joey, which hit him and killed him. And then he killed the dogs also. So fuck him.
Oh my gosh.
Avery
for no fucking reason.
Right.
I fucking hate people.
Yeah. Avery left him and went back to the pink room and he was like, oh, well, I killed those men and those dogs. All while Dr. Scudder's tied up on the bed and had to hear literally his whole world was just shattered. Like, that's so sad.
It's not, I can't even. To kill my dogs and Travis.
Yeah, and then be like, I just did that. Like, it was nothing.
Like, it's no big deal. Like, I just went in there and took the fucking kettle off the stove. Like,
so sad.
I hate whenever shit like this where it's like, there's literally nothing. Mm-hmm. There's no lesson learned. Yeah. Like, there's no fucking lesson learned. Yeah. And I hate whenever.
Yeah.
We've got no fucking little morsel of, hey.
Yeah, nothing.
Ugh.
Tony and Avery took Charles to the house to get the quote unquote money. And as soon as he got there, he saw his dead partner and his dogs, like when he walked in. Oh. Tony threw Charles down and he's like screaming at him, asking him where the money is and where's your soldering iron? And he's like, I don't have one. I don't have electricity. Like, he's in shock because of that. And then he's like, I don't have that. I can't, what am I don't have electricity. Dr. Scudder finally was over it after he told him he didn't have money. He ignored him and he went over to Joey's body and he looked at Joey like so sad and he said, quote, I asked for this. Dr. Scudder did.
Why?
I'll tell you in a second.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Tony shot Dr. Scudder a total of 5 times in the face and head. And he tried to stand up a couple times during this, and they said it took a minute for him. God. Yeah. And he eventually fell down and passed away. Now, Tony tells the rest of them, like, take whatever you can. And Teresa's just standing there frozen and terrified.
Of course, she's like,
what is happening?
Doesn't even know the people.
Yeah. And these fuckwads, all they got was 1 gold-plated dagger, 1 silver candelabra, and a bag of dimes and nickels. And that's it. It's so fucking sad.
So sad.
I know. They took Tony's...
would have made more money off the fucking dogs.
Yeah. They took Tony's car and then they stole Charles's Jeep as well. And then they ran. 2 days later, Joey and Dr. Scudder's friend Raymond Williams stopped by there to tell him that another friend had passed away. Oh. And then he came on this. So the friend already lost... They lost a friend and he goes to tell his friends and then they're dead too.
Gosh.
Yeah.
You're really bringing me down today, Ho.
Well, I mean, we don't really tell uplifting stuff.
That's true.
Teresa.
Cold plunge, chai lattes.
Right. Teresa, she actually made it out alive somehow, and she went straight to the cops, and she told them everything.
Like, I can't believe that they would let her go. I would have 100% assumed, like, sorry, Teresa, your string got cut early for no reason.
Yeah, she literally ran. She was like, no. Like, good for her, though, because she was scared him and, like, not say anything, but they ran. So she's like, I'm going to go tell why you ran away. I don't know why I was shocked they let her go, but they did. Her and nephew Joey. Tony and Avery, they ended up going all the way to Mississippi, and at a rest area, they decided, they were like, we need to ditch this Jeep because people are going to know. And so they want to steal another car. They handcuffed a Navy lieutenant named Kirby Phelps at gunpoint and walked him into the woods. And Tony's like, just time to a tree and let's take his car and go. Instead, the motherfucker shot him in the head and killed him. Like, he handcuffed him.
Sorry, who did he kill?
A random guy at a rest area. Not random. He was a Navy lieutenant named Kirby Phelps. He just happened to be at the rest area and they pulled the gun on him and handcuffed him, and he was like, put him by the tree, and then they shot him in the head. Yeah, assholes. On December 20th, 1982, Avery actually turned himself into the cops. And then on Christmas Day, Tony turned himself in as well.
Okay, why are we picking the holidays? Like, I would at least try to get to like January 2nd.
I think they knew the jig was about up. My thought actually was after I read everything, they knew they were going to get caught anyway. So they wanted to get ahead of it and put a spin in their direction.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Towards it. Because like all the rumors and prejudice against the guys anyway, they wanted to try to get ahead of the game. Tony said during his confession, quote, "All I know is that they were devils and I killed them." Fucking asshole. The cops started investigating and saw all the dark and gothic things in the house at Corpsewood Manor. They found a piece of art. They also found a piece of artwork in the house. Okay. Months before the murders, Joey Odom, the partner, he woke up in the middle of the night and told Dr. Scudder that he had a terrible nightmare about him, and he described it in great detail. And Charles was so disturbed by this that he painted it. And it was a self-portrait of Charles, and he was gagged, and he had 5 bullet wounds in his head. Yeah. And I'm going to post a picture of that.
What?
That's it. Here's the photo. And that was months before this happened. Some people think, because Teresa said, he said, I asked for this before he passed away. And some people think that either it's because of that painting or because of their lifestyle and their hospitality. Like they asked him in. So anyway, yeah. But by the way, like they found that, but the guys, the 2 asshole murderers, they said they didn't see that at all when they were in the house.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't.
But the cops found it somewhere. So
I'm pretty sure if it was like something that I painted like that, I wouldn't have it then hanging up in the den.
They had a lot of stuff like vaginas. I know, but
like me shot in the head is a little different than a fucking furry cat.
Yeah, because the cops were actually scared too.
Because I feel like if it was a photo of a vagina, it was a hairy one.
I thought you meant like a literal cat.
You said they had vaginas.
Yes. I thought you meant like a literal cat.
No, a furry cat.
Like,
you know it.
One day.
Sorry.
Okay, so the cops they investigate. They found that painting, which is wild to think about. Yeah. And one day later, after they investigated, the chicken house with the pink room at the top burned down. Shortly after, a large portion of Corpsewood Manor burned down as well. Yeah. Shady. The ruins are still there, by the way, and a lot of paranormal people go investigate there. And Kimberly, the girl that recommended the story, she actually said she went there, and she was telling me about it. So you can still go there.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. The trial began.
We're going.
Yeah.
That's noted.
Yes.
Pack up the Rav. Let's go. I need to go see it.
Yeah. The trial began, and as you can imagine, like 2 eccentric Satanist gay guys who lived in isolation, who as they were labeled like weirdo gay devil worshippers. Like no judgment of the South, but like they were in the deep South in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a popular viewpoint, to say the least, to support anything like that.
Who fucking knows now? Like
right,
this.
Yeah.
Wherever the gay portion of it was in the 70s and 80s, we all know that we know that shit. But like the second you layer Satanism,
That's what I'm about to say.
You could do any fucking thing and you throw Satanism in there and you're like, oh shit.
This was literally right in the middle of the Satanic Panic,
man.
with like Geraldo going down there. On Morbid, she was like, Geraldo Rivera would go down there and be like, there's devil worshippers around everyone. And they were doing documentaries and stuff. Like, yeah. Sadly, Joey and Charles were made out to be like devils instead of focusing on the fact that they were literally 2 innocent men living their lives and they were murdered for nickels. Like, I can't. They were labeled in the media. It was called the devil worshippers case. Like
fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Way to steal from the victim. Like literally stealing the truth and the identity of the victim.
It's sad.
It is terrible.
And when I was doing my research, I couldn't use some of my sources because a lot of them were skewed. And like there was documentaries and stuff. There's a book. I didn't read that, but
what? You didn't read the book?
Well, I like when books are read to me.
But you read so many books. You devour them.
I like to listen to books. But they were very conservative and they painted them in a very different light than them just literally open relationship, what they were. like being just good humans.
Yeah, good humans.
And said
just
they were very
shit.
skewed. There's a couple stuff that I watched. I'm like, I can't watch this because it's going to piss me off.
Yeah,
like so
I get that.
I chose to stay in the lane that I believed was true. Anyway, I don't know shit about fuck, but that's I just think that they were kind of misunderstood happy guys with out of the norm, quote unquote, views. They try to claim in court that they were served LSD laced wine and they were drugged. So that's why they killed them. They tried to put a spin on it.
Oh yeah, because they were
sure
pushing. It would be really
pushing.
Easy to kill someone.
Yeah, he was
tripped
trying to
on
say
acid. I know.
And the dogs were monsters and all this. And also, I read that when Avery was being interviewed, he confessed like 8 times, by the way. He never once mentioned LSD until they found 3 vials of it when they were searching. And his lawyer told him that. And then he read about LSD in jail. So they were like on stand. They were like, so what are the effects? He goes, or how do you know about how LSD affects you? He goes, oh, I read about it in jail. So not first account, like fucking dumbass. He was like, oh, the dogs turned into monsters. So I shot them too. Like, shut your fucking stupid mouth. I'm mad.
Sounds like an intelligent human.
Yeah, they were pushing the narrative that the guys were drugged and they were fucked up and lost it. But remember, Teresa had already talked to him too. Like she went there before
she was there.
She went there before they even got there.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, but on the stand, she's like, cool story, bro. But I had the same wine and I just was buzzed and like, no, you're full of shit. They didn't, they also tested it. So there wasn't anything in there. She also testified that Avery came back after he shot Joey in the house or in the mansion. And he told Tony, quote, now tell me I ain't got the guts to kill nobody. So yeah, you're not freaking out thinking they're monsters, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And those 3 vials that they found of LSD, by the way, was not in the pink room, not even out. It was in their den in a cigar box. So not even, it's not like they just had.
It's not like it was a vial of fucking LSD next to an open bottle of wine next to glasses with trace evidence of LSD.
I know. Yeah, exactly. They're fucking stupid. Avery was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences in prison, and he is still in Georgia State Prison today. Tony West was also found guilty and sentenced to death by electrocution. When the death penalty was overturned, he got life instead, and he is in Augusta State Medical Prison. Small service was held at Corpsewood for Joey Odom and Dr. Charles Scudder on their property. Joey's ashes were scattered in his beloved rose garden there. And Charles's body was sent back to Milwaukee at his sister's request. And that is the sad story of the murders of Dr. Charles Scudder and Joey Odom.
That was a really interesting story. Mm-hmm. That one was a good one. Mm-hmm. That really carried me through.
Yeah.
That carried me through.
And bummed me out.
Yeah, it's definitely bullshit.
Yeah. They said that, I read that when people go back to visit the place now, you can hear gunshots, glass breaking, dogs barking, the harp playing, things like that. So.
That's creepy.
It's very paranormal, and there's
I
a lot
bet.
of activity. And then there's a lot of there was another podcast that I listened to that I didn't use any of the research for, that it's like they were talking about how many weird things happened in Tryon in Georgia, in that little town.
Yeah.
Like there was other bad things that happened too, but I don't want to talk about them in case I do the story on them. But they were.
You're like, I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket.
I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna call it selfish and keep that one.
Do it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of weird shit happening down there. But those poor fucking guys. And I really want to. Do you want to see a photo of them? I'm gonna post
more than
it.
anything.
I'm gonna post it. Okay, there's that. Here's one of the pictures, and I'll post these too. I don't know if you can see it, but that was like a headline. Like read that headline right there.
Death was the final visitor to home of devil worshippers.
Yeah, and that's what they.
And the photo is of like some probably fucking statue that they had, and then. Finally, with the doggy.
Yeah, and then go to the next one.
No, I don't want to. You're making me sad.
That's Avery and Tony.
They 100% look like some backwoods motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. They
Avery's on the left.
100%.
Tony's on the right. Yeah,
really, it has their names. Oh, there's like Avery's on the. I'm like, it literally says Avery Brock and Tony West. No, but they 100. I just slipped right off the chair. They 100% look like some fucking cunt faces.
I know. If you scroll to the next one, it's both of them together.
I want that dog. they look sweet and happy and just fucking just want to be doing their own shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going through your phone.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, thanks for sharing. I feel terrible for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I got nothing else.
I was like,
that took everything out of it.
Yes. Oh, don't forget to make sure that you shop on our merch store
for
the holidays. So I think this is probably the first time we've talked about it on the podcast, but
because it'll come out after it's out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, we have the merch store is our normal merch store. You know, you can always buy a couple of Sassholes gear. But we've actually did some perusing through really cute fucking true crime shit that you need for the holiday. So it's either the perfect gift for your loved one or yourself.
Yeah.
Or some great stocking stucker stuff.
Oh man, I love a good stocking stucker. We were almost done.
We were so close.
We were so close.
Stuffers.
That one's a hard one, though.
It is. Basically, just check out our website, coupleofsassholes.com. Scooch over to the merch site, buy some shit from us.
Scooch, yeah.
It's time to feel fa-la-la-la jolly.
It's the holiday season. What's the song? Do you know the word?
Y'all, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you. Bye. This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?